Hey y'all, this is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. Today I'm actually in a shaded area where my little wet season creek runs through. But unfortunately it's a little bit dry this time around. I mean, there's some water that's still in here. It goes down into one of these holes, but nonetheless, it's still running. Today, look at what I've got. This is what you call a chanterelle mushroom. Okay, I will put the description as to what to look for when picking out chanterelles, so that you do not pick the wrong ones. However, when it comes down to mushrooms, y'all, I gotta tell you, do your own homework. Okay, do your own homework. Okay, under here, I'm gonna put this one right here. I was not prepared to do this video, but nonetheless, this is what I got here. This is the area where several years back I saw so many chanterelle mushrooms down here. It was just ridiculous. Say it with me, ridiculous. Look at that. You see that? Chanterelle mushrooms. Chanterelle mushrooms. Over there, chanterelle mushrooms. Right in front of me over here, chanterelle mushrooms. Now, there is a chanterelle mushroom lookalike that you got to be careful for. You don't want to try to eat those. This is chanterelle mushroom. Okay? Chanterelles. A couple of years ago when I first came down here and I spotted them, I was not sure. See that? Chanterelles. And what I did was that I made a video about it. You can go back and take a look when I was cooking some. See, these here, too old. Okay, let me show you. See that? This mushroom's too old. And see, here's another real old one right here. Those, you don't really want to eat the old ones. Okay? And I'm contemplating whether or not I should pick some, or whether or not I should call one of the neighbors over to come and pick some. I know I have one of the neighbors. He's picked some other mushrooms and provided me with some of his stash from some times ago. And that's what he did for me. He provided me with some. So I was thinking about doing the same, returning the same favor to him. Okay? Again, some of these mushrooms, they're getting on the older side. You don't want to eat some of them, okay? If my memory serves me right, the last time when I was down here getting some of these chanterelle mushrooms, it has been, like I said, it's been a few years, and the whole area under here was covered with them. There was a very bountiful harvest that I had that one year, okay? Again, if you go back to one of the videos, I'll probably put that video in the link if I still have it. But there was a whole lot of them. But like I said, I'm going to be going over how to identify chanterelle mushrooms, okay, to make sure that you do not select the wrong ones. Okay, y'all. Oops. Okay, we're going to be talking about the chanterelle mushroom, how to identify chanterelles, as well as how to identify the false chanterelles. Okay. Scientific name, Chanterelles de mushroomus. Chanterelles de mushroomus. Okay, that is the scientific. This is the Philippe scientific name for chanterelle mushrooms. Okay, odds are the name's going to appear up here. Okay, it's going to appear. It's going to appear up here. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the false ones first, and then we'll come back to the real stuff, the real McCoy, okay? Now, you have two types of mushrooms that are classified as imposters or lookalikes of the chanterelle mushroom, okay? The first one is called jack-o'-lantern. You know what a jack-o'-lantern is. When you take a big, a pumpkin, you pull out all the insides, and then you put a candle on the insides, and you light the candle, and of course the thing looks like it's glowing in the dark, okay? So one thing to keep in mind about the first mushroom, the first fake or the first lookalike, jack-o'-lanterns, they sometimes will glow in the dark, okay? They will sometimes glow in the dark if you're out hiking or in the woods at night. The other thing to keep in mind about jack-o'-lantern mushrooms is that they grow on trees, as to where you saw me, every mushroom I showed you that I told you was chanterelles, they were all growing in the ground, okay? Again, the false one is going to grow on trees, okay? And The last thing is this, okay, as far as the jack-o'-lantern is concerned. As you can see with this one here, it has what is called false gills. All those little lines, if it was real gills, it would have been a whole lot deeper. If you ever turned over one of those mushrooms that has a cap on it, you look underneath, you're going to see all those little lines, right? You're going to see all those little straight lines. Those are classified as gills. They run deep. This is very shallow, okay? This is very shallow. These are like wrinkles. They're very shallow and they are not deep, so that makes them false gills, okay? All right, so we got the jack-o'-lantern out of the way, okay? Now, the other one is called false chanterelles. Makes sense, right? False chanterelles. Excuse me. Okay, false chanterelles very similar to just like the jack-o'-lantern one, they have true gills also. Again, chanterelles have false gills, okay? Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you about the jack-o'-lanterns, they are, very similar in color, okay? Sorry about that. Okay, now the false chanterelles, they have true gills. Like I said before, the gills are deep, they run deep, okay? They also have a deeper color than the true chanterelles, okay? The colors are deeper, okay? The tops are usually more rounded. You see how this look like it's freighted and stuff like that, okay? The caps can be more on the rounder side, and the whole thing, as you can see, this is like freighted, it's open and stuff like that. That's what chanterelles look like. However, the false chanterelles, they don't look like that. They don't have that freighted top like that. They're more rounder, okay? Also, the false chanterelles, unlike the true chanterelles, okay, it grows on trees, okay? It goes on trees. It can also be on wood chips, all right? Wood chips. Nonetheless, it's not, even if you see it looks like it's growing out of the ground, odds are it is on some wood chips, okay? Okay, so that's what you're looking at. Now, looking at the real chanterelle, I don't have a sense of smell, y'all. I'm just sniffing for the sake of it, okay? If I had a sense of smell, what I would be smelling is somewhat of an apricot smell, aroma to it, okay? The true stuff will have like an apricot aroma, okay? The other thing that you're looking at is the colors are typically yellowish to orangish. And as I said earlier, that these will grow in the ground. If you remember, that's where these came out of. They didn't come up from the side of a decaying tree. They didn't come up from the side of any other tree. They also didn't come up in wood chips. This came directly out of the ground. Okay. I think that's basically it. These are the main points. They grow in the ground. They're orange, yellowish to orange color, and they have a apricot-like aroma. And lastly, they have false gills, okay, meaning that the gills do not run all the way through like some of the cap mushrooms that you would normally see, okay? Now, I know that everybody out here who's looking at this video is not necessarily mushroom eaters, so this is for those who actually eat mushrooms. I've had these in the past, I've consumed these in the past, and they were very tasty to me. But again, if you're a lousy cook, it's not going to make a difference. Okay, so sauteed in, sauteed with garlic, onion. You can do some peppers too. Some people actually, from my understanding, eat them with eggs. Okay, they eat them with eggs in the mornings. Okay, imagine that with some toast. So whatever your liking is, give it a shot. Try them out. Yeah, I can't tell you that you can fricassee them. You can barbecue them. You can boil them. You can broil them. I'm not getting into the whole Forrest Gump thing with it, but these are decent mushrooms. Okay, so you guys, happy mushroomist, happy mushroom hunting, and again, enjoy the mushroomist. I'm messing up my own funny name, aren't I? Okay, so the mushroomist, the chanterelles, okay, or the chanterelles, the mushroomist, okay, that's my scientific name for it. And again, scientific name right here, okay, right there. Okay, all right, y'all. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Guys, the more you hit like for these videos, the more they're gonna get out there, so more people can get a chance to enjoy them. Okay, so Please share, and only share if you like the video. Okay, y'all take care.